Man, I can't believe how well received my Rainbow Rock special was.
Yeah, well, it would have been easier if I could have used Furox's gear.
Hey, nobody touches my equipment but me. Besides, you did a good job.
Well, thank you. Where does your dragon migration go anyway?
The wonderful world of Winnieland.
You went to the happiest place in Equestria while I slaved away for hours on this buckholes project?
You got paid.
That's not the point! I want to be happy for once. It's bad enough I have to comment on the ponies of the past without being under the influence of alcohol or drugs, but now you guys are all out there having a big time of your life. I'm here slaving away on my...
Huh. So this is what it's like to be on the other side of these.
Don't get used to it. Anyway, what song are you doing this time?
Friendship Through the Ages, from the Equestria Girls.
Isn't that from When There Are Human Girls Instead of Ponies?
Yep, that's the one.
You guys are into some weird stuff.
Is it any more weirder than your cousin wanting to pillage Equestria for all its pillows?
Hey, you try sleeping on a back with spikes.
Go, yourself a friend. Go, yourself a friend. Go, yourself a friend.
Good morning, bronies! This is the Concert Cruiser, and welcome back to Hoof Rock, where I look at the songs of MLP. Seeing how much you all liked my Rainbow Rock special, I'm going to continue with a song that falls under that name, but wasn't released until after the film. Friendship Through the Ages. A song that not only tugs at the heartstrings, but serves as a great metaphor. For what? Let's find out. First up, we have the music during Twilight section. As you can tell from the artwork, it's meant to be derived from the classical era, which, knowing Twilight, seems to be the kind of genre she would like. The music itself sounds so sweet, so beautiful, so... I don't do shipping! Anyway, there was something about these chords, though,
As it leaves behind another day.
that made me feel kind of funny. But I couldn't quite figure it out. But with a little help from Caps Lock, we were able to determine what it is. See, these
As it leaves behind another day.
are called suspension chords. They're meant to create tension and gives you a feeling of uncomfortableness until the relief chords are played.
As it leaves behind another day.
It's kind of like the blues, but rather than playing with that tension throughout the entire song, this one provides some comfort, which is the perfect setup because the intro alone is about time getting away from you, and that's something you tend to notice as you get older. So that's your tension right there, but the relief starts with Fluttershy's verse, which motif-wise makes sense. She is a caretaker after all, and with all that suspense, we could use a little comfort from her.
You want to play me hard?
Phrasing? No, I didn't.
Well, then you better nut up.
Phrasing.
Because I've swallowed just about as much as I can take from you.
Hey, phrasing!
Now her segment is meant to be acoustic folk, but still has a hint of modern pop. Think Heidi meets Coldplay. Which is a good choice because Coldplay never comes off as over the top, but rather deep and intimate, just like her.
She's an evil enchantress and she does evil dances.
Damn it, Evan! Furox, please. Anyway, we move on to Rarity's. Anyway, we move on to Rarity's verse, who carries this assistance with the classic rock genre. And I have to say, that is the perfect match. If the human version of her is anything like the pony one, then you would know under the right circumstances, she can throw down.
Fighting's not really my thing. I'm more into fashion. But I'll rip you to pieces if you touch one scale on his cute little head!
Just like with classic rock music, it may sound light and thin.
Hey, Jude.
don't make it bad.
But with the right adjustments, it can not only throw down, but sound just as authentic.
Hey Jude, don't make it bad.
Anyway, what's good about this verse is how the bass is the lead instrument, and the music builds up to the next segment. But before we get to that, nice reference with the outfit. Wouldn't you say so?
Beatles for the win.
Now we move on to my girl in my genre, Rainbow Dash and heavy metal. This performance really captures the style of 80s metal. Not only musically, but with the colors as well. While people tend to think metal as dark and gloomy, there is another side of it that's rather bright and flashy. The guitars aren't that bluesy, it's played a bit faster, it doesn't sound so depressing. We even have little nods to the concert scene. We got Rainbow playing on her knees after presumably a power slide, her smashing the guitar on stage, and Sunset Shimmer is even crowd surfing. It even sounds like we end on a squealy, but I could be wrong. We then move on to Applejack, and while most people would say this is country music,
She tried to raise me right, but I refused.
it's actually more like jug band. While there are some similarities, jug bands tend to use old-timey acoustic instruments as well as homemade ones from stuff you find around the house. Things like spoons, jugs, washtubs, scrubs, stovepipes, heck, even bones! It's kind of like Stomp, only it's actually music.
I could watch my kids bang on pots and pans at home for free. Please, God, make it stop.
This was a unique decision because it would have been very easy to have her sing some modern pop country song, but they took a different route and did something unexpected. Now we have Pinkie Pie in pop music, and while the music and the visuals speak for themselves, the one thing that sticks out the most to me is this line. They blatantly refer to pop stars as folks out to get their 15 minutes of fame. Which sounds accurate because have you ever noticed the winners of these singing reality competitions and how they never seem to have a solid run on the pop charts? I mean, I'm sure they're still working to some extent, but when's the last time Taylor Hicks had a chart-topping single? Or album? Or tour? And why do I even care? I never liked this show. It's not even on the air. Moving on! We then finish with the most epic reference ever.
Things may come and things may go. Some go fast and some go slow. Few things last, that's all I know. But friendship carries on through the ages.
Yep, we got the Rainbooms closing out this number with another great reference to Queen.
Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see.
And it ends with the girls hugging it out.
Lick this if you cry ever, Tim.
But the best thing about this music video is that it serves as a great metaphor for just how long audio artistry has been around.
Things may come and things may go. Some go fast and some go slow. Few things last, that's all I know. But friendship carries on through the ages.
Music was my first fandom. My very first concert was back in 1998, and the better part of my youth was spent going to summer music festivals. Back when it could actually go on tour from city to city to city, and not these one city weekend festival shows. It kills me to see the music industry and the concert scene in such a rut. But I have faith that one day it will return to its former glory. But until then, I got 6 singing mares and a world full of fandom music to keep me occupied. This is the Concert Cruiser saying never give up the fight for true audio artistry.
Never do that to me again, you ignorant neopat.